Oh my goodness. Godzilla and King Ghidorah are destroying our town. This is an enormous crisis. I can't believe it. I must go warn the president.
Ba-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ba.
Hello, my friends. Welcome to Thumb Together. My name is Andrew Fantasia, and today we're going to be talking about Godzilla, King of the Monsters, together. As usual, if you enjoy this video, please feel free to give it a thumbs up and give some love to that subscribe button as well. 2014's Godzilla did not delight any part of my senses except for the kaiju fights themselves, which were really fun and surprisingly violent. I didn't like bland white boy soldier generic protagonist number 13478, and I didn't like that they lied about Bryan Cranston being the hero. So I was not a fan of that movie at all. But this one had a lot of things going for it, baby. This one had no bland generic white dude soldier protagonist, and it had 4 really popular kaiju. Now, these are 4 kaiju that I am like in love with. Like these are the 4 like top dogs of Toho's Godzilla films, particularly my boy King Ghidorah. I was really excited to see King Ghidorah. He's like, just look at him. He is the coolest looking monster ever. I'm just picturing the people, back in Japan in the 60s figuring out like, oh, what kind of new monster should we create? And one of them was like, hey, how about we make a dragon? But let's make something interesting about this dragon. How about the dragon has 3 heads? Okay, that's really neat. What else is cool about it? How about the dragon is entirely gold? Like, that is freaking amazing. So the thought of seeing King Ghidorah plus Mothra plus Rodan plus Godzilla himself in this one movie, in this basically American version of Destroy All Monsters, sign me up. I was like, you know what? Let's just forget the first one existed. I'm fine. I will give you another chance, franchise. Let's go. And this one was definitely a step up from the first. But I still would not go so far as to say this was a great movie. I know we don't go to kaiju films because of the human characters. Like, we don't care about the human characters. But the humans in this film were kind of bland. They weren't bad, necessarily, like in the first one, but they were just bland. And I'm sorry, guys, but I'm really, really not a fan of the whole dark smoke thing. Every time, and I mean every time a kaiju is on the screen, they're covered with smoke, or mist, or haze, or clouds. Like, there's always something in the way. Just friggin' show me the monsters in broad daylight. Why is that so goddamn hard to accomplish? Imagine if I did the rest of the video like this. Imagine if you had to watch the review, and I'm just sitting here like this, and you're like, well, I can kind of see Andrew, so I'll just roll with this. I get that it's moody, and it's atmospheric, and CGI costs money, so you want to hide it, but Pacific Rim Uprising looks gorgeous, and every kaiju in that film, plus all the giant robots, are all in broad daylight. I don't understand why that can't be done more. Something I did really love was the people behind Godzilla King of the Monsters. They have a big love and big appreciation for the classic Toho movies. Michael Dougherty, the director, he seems like he's a real big fan of those, and he was sprinkling in lots of little love here and there, which I thought was really nice. For example, in this film, King Ghidorah is referred to by the Monarch Company as Monster Zero. Godzilla vs. Monster Zero was a film where Godzilla had to face off against a mysterious creature known as Monster Zero, who ended up being King Ghidorah. And when Godzilla shows up in this for the climax, for the big ultimate fight with Ghidorah, they start playing the Godzilla theme song from the old school movies. Oh, that got me. I was like, yay, now we're talking. That stuff is peppered all throughout this film. If you're a old school Toho fan, all that's for you, my friend. You are going to dig the hell out of those little things. The lore they've made for this particular MonsterVerse is also an interesting one. Because we get to a point, minor spoilers here, we get to a point in this movie where the human characters discover there is an ancient Atlantis-like city close to the core of the earth. We're talking tens of thousands of years old. And in this ancient city, the humans worshipped what they call Titans back in the day, and Godzilla basically ruled the world. There's a big part of me that really, really just wants to see a movie set in that ancient city, 30, 40,000 years ago, of just these ancient people running around worshiping giant monsters. I want to see that movie, man. I mean, okay, we've seen like 90 movies where it's modern and there's helicopters and tanks shooting around and stuff. Show me like Atlantis folks. Show me like dudes with togas and like high priests and shit like that, like in these stone temples worshiping Godzilla. That sounds like the movie we should have gotten. Michael Dougherty, if you want to, get cracking on a prequel, I am all kinds of on board for that, my friend. So while it was nice to see giant, big-budget versions of Godzilla and Mothra and Rodan and King Ghidorah, and unfortunately I use the term see lightly here, this is still not gonna be, one of my favorite movies of the year. But if you're a kaiju fan, and if you're particularly an old-school Godzilla fan, by all means, get your ass to the theater, check out Godzilla King of Monsters. You're gonna have a fun 2 hours and 10 minutes. It's just that, if you ask me, that fun will only last that 2 hours and 10 minutes, and then after that you'll be like, what else is on? But anyway, that's Godzilla, King of the Monsters. My name is Andrew Fantasia. I will see you here next time, and until then, sayonara.